Good morning, everyone. Um, we're going to start seated this morning. So start by getting yourself really comfortable and have your strap where you can get it, and maybe your blocks. We'll see if we get that to that point. But we're going to work on kind of stretching out the shoulders a little bit. If you were in last class, we did lots and lots and lots of plank pose. Because we want to keep, right, we do a lot in yoga for the legs and the hips. We need to stay mindful of doing enough for the upper body to keep everything strong, right? This whole complex, front, back body. So we're going to play there a little bit today. But let's start by getting centered. So find a way that is comfortable for you. Maybe draw the shoulders back just a little bit, just to start to activate the back body. And then feel your whole alignment. I love to start by just tapping into where the tailbone draws down to the earth. I feel the sacrum, the low back, the upper back. Kind of checking out where the shoulders are, where the head is in space. And I often think of a golf ball, right? And the tee that the golf ball would sit on. And for me, it's the neck and the head, right? We've got these little old necks, most of us. And then we got this big old head sitting on top of it. So how do we find the balance here? How do we figure out where our head should be in space? And then where the shoulders land from there. And maybe you notice one shoulder drawing forward a little bit more than the other. Often it's our dominant side, the arm or hand that we do the most with. And so we just kind of check that out. We try to draw them both back equally and both nice and wide. And then we let go of the intellectual idea of all of this, and we just feel it. We just get a sense of where we are in space. What is our habit pattern? Where do we tend to go when we kind of let our guard down, right? Can we stay mindful of this long, beautiful spine? Can we keep the chest lifted? Can we draw the base of the shoulder blades down the back? And then almost feel as if the head were getting lighter, like as if you could draw the crown of the head toward the ceiling by just lengthening through the neck. And one of the students out there in particular, actually two of them now that I think about it, right? Where do we draw our head when we're doing poses? Can we keep relatively equal distance front, back, and both sides of our necks? So we start there. We start to let the breath draw in a little bit deeper. And we exhale it out. And as you breathe in, a count of 4. As you exhale, a count of 4. We start to find equilibrium in the body. Inhaling, count of 4. Exhaling, count of 4. Good, 3 more rounds here. Last count of 4. Then let the eyes open, just roll the shoulders, take them up to the ears, roll them back and down. And just start to get a sense again of where they are, what they're doing, how it feels. And then one more double circle here, or both shoulders, and then just do the right shoulder, just the right. For me, the left. So my body goes, what are you talking about? Good, just a big circle, and then take your hand to your shoulder, fingers just touch it and circle the elbow. Big circles, everybody. And the next time that arm is back, just press it back, press it back. And bring it forward, release, circle the other shoulder. If you feel little clicks and cracks, that's okay as long as there's not a lot of pain. I mean, if it keeps on doing it, you might want to adjust a little bit. Good, couple more circles here, just moving and grooving through that muscle. And hand to shoulder, just circle. I know, right? Tight, tight. And next time it is out, press it out. See if you can really reach that elbow back behind you. And release, both hands to both shoulders, come up so that those elbows are level with your shoulders. And squeeze them in. Feel that stretch along the back body, right? Feels pretty good. And then squeeze it back, watch the head and neck. And squeeze in, open, good, couple more, squeeze, open, squeeze in on purpose, good, one more right here, just squeeze, release the hands, touch the palms together, drop the elbows, and then press them up. Good, exhale down, and press up, and down, good, one more, press up, and down, shake it all out, and release. Shift out those legs if they're getting cranky, you can always straighten them up. But then go ahead and grab your strap. Depending on how long a strap you have, you maybe can double it, maybe not. Just make sure that the buckle end is secured so you don't hit yourself in the face. Trust me, I've been there now. All right, so take it nice and wide, reach it up and just reach it back behind you, any amount that you can. And then lengthen through the wrists. So what does that mean? Usually when we're holding the strap, we kind of bend the wrists a whole bunch, but just lengthen through the back of the wrist so that they're nice and straight. Try not to overhold your strap, like don't grip so tight that your fingers turn a different color. And then just kind of check out the range of motion there. So up toward the crown of the head, back a little bit. You don't have to go far back. Trust your body here. And then notice if you can keep the chest lifted while you're moving the arms back. Any amount, maybe some of you can come back behind you, straight back, maybe not. Just a couple more right here. Don't forget to breathe. Good, and then take the strap up, bring it forward, release, and shorten your grip on the strap. If your legs were crossed, it'd be about the distance of your knees. Take the strap back up, bend the elbows, bring it back behind your head. As low as you can go, don't overdo them. Take it up, squeeze it down, and up. So again, last class, I think it was last class or the class before, what were we working? The latissimus dorsi, those side back muscles of the upper back that give us that nice power when we're doing down dog, when we're doing plank. So we're just playing here a little bit, couple more. Squeeze it down, lift it up. Last one, squeeze and lift, hold the strap, try not to over grip and reach over to one side. Keep that tension on the strap just a little bit and feel that big stretch on the side body. Take it up, good, go the other way. And up, go back to the first side and up. And last one, stretch. And bring it forward, woo, and release. Good, set that strap aside. Have one of your blocks, again, shift out the legs if you need to. So you're just gonna take that block, take it wide width, reach it up, bend the elbows and hold. So when we bend the elbows, right, whether if we're doing think elbow plank, dolphin pose, We don't want the elbows splaying out to the sides, even chaturanga. We want the elbows to stay close into the body. So how do we draw the elbows in, lift the chest, draw the arms back, and then lift up. Good, let's just do 5 of these. Squeeze them down, lift up. When you lift up, try to extend those arms all the way. Yeah, so when we straighten the arms, we engage triceps. Good. Breathe, one more. Breathe and release. Roll the shoulders, everybody. Set those blocks aside. Let's come right up to table pose. If you need a blanket underneath your knees, please go ahead and do that. Come up to table pose. Find your nice wide hands. The shoulders open up. The elbows facing roughly towards each other or toward your thumbs. Press the right leg back. Tone in through the belly, lift the leg. And again, notice, right? Point your toes here. And as you lift the leg and you keep on lifting the leg, you're gonna really engage the glute. And at some point, your low back will start to dive or your pelvis will start to really anteriorly tilt. So just find that little spot and come off of that a little bit. And then bring your knee to your chest. Reach it out, point the toes, bring it in, and reach. 3 more. Squeeze it in, reach it out. This is 2. Got 1 more. Breathe, straight leg, bend the knee. Flex the foot. Hold, don't let the knee splay out. Keep it straight down. And then see if you can squeeze the heel toward the glute. If you can, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Squeeze it in, and then just come back to 90. Squeeze, I know, and out, back body. Squeeze, hamstring work. 2 more, squeeze in, out. Last one, squeeze, and out, and release, shake it out. Shift out through those wrists if you need to. And press out through the left leg. So once again, first tone in through the belly, lengthen the tailbone, lift the leg, point the toes. And then reach the leg higher and just feel the shift in the pelvis. And then lower down enough. Good, here we go. 5 knees to chest, squeeze it in, point the toes out. Squeeze it in, and point toes. 3, reach. 4, out. Last one, 5. Reach it out, everybody. Flex the foot, bend the knees, hold the belly. Try to keep that leg reaching with the knee pointing straight down. And then with that contraction of hamstring of the back of the leg, squeeze the heel in if you can, and just release a little. That's it. Squeeze. This is 3. This is 4. Yep, squeeze in the hamstring. And 5. And release it. Woo, good. Come off those wrists. Give them a little shake. Just gonna move my blocks out of the way because they're gonna be in my way. Come on down to your elbows. Don't interlace the hands. Keep the elbows and hands separate. The elbows are shoulders width apart as if you were doing Sphinx pose. And then press the right heel back again. Tone in through the belly. Now, with your hands on the floor, I want you to really press into the thumb index fingers, as if you could claw the top of your yoga mat a little bit. So really keep that internal, kind of that press down or that inner line rotation. And lift your right leg. Tone through the belly. Yeah, breathe, point your toes. 1, you're here. 2, the left hand reaches forward and you're on fingertips. Breathe. Still okay, I want you to lift the left arm and reach it back behind you, palm face up. Finding your balance here, this is tricky. You got all that weight on the forearm to the fingers, press down through your thumb. Release. hand down, knee down. Puppy stretch, everybody. Stretch out through those shoulders and breathe. All right, come on down. Second side, hands come down. You're in Sphinx-like arms. Press into the thumb and index fingers. Reach the left leg back, tone the belly, lift the leg when you're ready. Point the toes. Find your stability. If when you're ready, the right fingertips walk forward. Really squeeze in through the belly. That's it. Breathe. Still okay. Lift that right hand, reach it back behind you. Stretch out through that arm. Feel the back body working here. And release, release. Come down to your belly. Ooh, still on elbows, right? Sphinx pose. I want you to wiggle a little bit side to side. Come up with your little internal song here as you sway, as you start to stretch through the belly. That's it. And then come back to center, find Sphinx. Now, this is core work right here. Want you to be mindful as we start to lift the hips. It's not about how high you lift, okay? It's really important to lengthen through the tailbone. So you're on your elbows, and I want you to drop your head. Push into your knees and start to peel your belly off the floor until you come up, and then lengthen the head so that you're looking more or less at your thumbs. You should feel that belly engaged pretty darn quickly. Hold, and then peel back down, lift the head. Good. Exhale, drop the chin. Push into your knees, squeeze the belly, hips off the floor, lengthen through the neck. Breathe. I know this is a tricky one. Really lengthen through the tailbone, which means you're really pressing the belly in. And then release, lift the head, Sphinx pose. We're gonna do 3 more. Ready? Here we go. Drop the head. Pull in through the belly, lift the belly, hips off the floor. Lengthen the neck just so you're not looking down. My feet want to come off the floor. Never has before. That's weird. I'll take them. Breathe, squeeze in, squeeze in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Woo! Are those harder than we remember? I don't know. It's like, what's the problem? All right, here we go. Drop head. Squeeze in through the belly. Lift. Lift the head. For some reason, my knees want to be on toes, so try that if that makes sense. It's still hard, so it's not taking anything off of there, but maybe easier on the knees. Breathe and lower. I think that's enough. Reach those arms forward. Woo, stretch out the shoulders. Big deep breath. And then take those same hands down along your sides, palms face up. Your forehead resting either on the floor or on a block. I'm going to put mine on a block so that I can keep talking. Roll the shoulders away from the floor. So feel that engagement between the shoulder blades. Lift the hands so that they're about level with the shoulders, best as you can tell. Draw the shoulder blades down, lift the legs. This is locust pose. If you're still okay, take that head off your block or off the floor and reach. Toes are pointing. Breathe, everybody. Feel the back body working. And lower down. Whew. Just let the shoulders drop. Good. One more here. We're going to come back to this a little bit later if I remember. So first, pull the shoulders back. Feel the back body engage. Start to lift the arms. Lift the legs optionally. Tone the belly. Reach with those fingertips. And then just take the right arm forward. And breathe. Bring that back. Take the left arm forward. It's kind of like you're swimming. And switch. And switch. And switch. One more. Switch. And lower down. Woo, shake it out. Lengthen through the belly, press through your pubic bone, bend both knees. Press down on the hips so that we keep that belly as close to the floor, those hip bones as close to the floor as we can. Squeeze one knee in. Again, optional, watch the hamstrings, watch the knees. Squeeze the other one in and squeeze. So just hamstring work. Simple, 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 but effective. As you squeeze one, release the other. Do what you can do, right? Your body. Good, squeeze both in. Keep the pelvis pressing toward the floor. Really important there, because what we want to do is lift our butts. And I don't want you to do that. Squeeze them in. And release, everybody. Woo, good job. All right, little tiny child's pose, just to stretch out those back bends. We're not going to be here long. We got some moving and grooving to do. Woo, shake out that back though. If your child's pose is not accessible, I would do either a puppy stretch or lay on your side, right? And draw the knees toward your chest, just so you can stretch out your back. All right, I did say little, so that's enough of that. Come on back front of your mat, everybody. Have your blocks near the front of your mat. And come right to downward facing dog. Good, stretch, stretch, stretch. Whew. Stretch out the feet, stretch out the backs of the heels. Spread the fingers. When I saw some of you at the park, what I noticed a lot is a narrow hand placement. So play with that and see if going a little wider in the hands helps your shoulders. All right, so press into your left, peel your right. Now this is optional, but I want you to very much on purpose take the right leg up to the ceiling, but level out the hips so that your leg isn't just flung up in the air, the toes are pointing down. There's equal weight on your shoulders. This is a strength pose, everybody. This takes a lot of muscle action, a lot of bone strength. We're working with the body here, back body having to work. Remember, hold on to the beach ball and then lower that leg down. Lower both knees, pause for a moment, maybe press back, and then come right back up. Downward facing dog. Nice tone to the belly. Hold on to that imaginary beach ball. Lift the left leg. Try to level out the hips. Specifically level out the shoulders. If your shoulders are hiked up into your ears, try to unscrunch. Breathe. You got this. Press away from your hands. Engage your back body. And lower that leg down, lower down to your knees. Whew. And then step forward with your right leg. You can grab your blocks here. Lift up through your chest. Find that nice low lunge. Remember, right front knee, front ankle, all that good stuff. Once you're there, take your hands to your knee. Woo. Take both arms up. Palms are face forward, bend the elbows, squeeze down. Pull down through an imaginary rope here. And squeeze. Good, this is 3, we're doing 5. Elbows out to the sides. 4. And 5, good, reach it up. Hands come together, bring them right to your heart, and then press them straight back. Back body work, lift your chest, hold that belly, and let's pulse for 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Your choice here, either just transition one knee to the other knee, or lift and do what we were playing with last class. Step back, you're in plank, plank, and then step forward, left leg. Lower that knee to the floor. I know. Once you're there and comfortable, good alignment, take the hands to your knee. Lift up through your chest. Once you get inhale the arms up, this time take them out in front of you, turn the palms down. From here, you're gonna pull the rope in front of you, squeeze back and forward. So even though we're not using a weight, right? This is 3. We're working with the muscles of the back. Try to create your own resistance. Last one. Reach forward. I want you to press back. Lift your chest. Here we go for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up, everybody. Exhale to your heart. Release those hands. Same thing, you decide. Either switch sides or lift the knee. Tone the belly. Push into your blocks, nice and stable, plank pose. Let's hold here just for a moment. Knees can be down. Woo! Plank! We haven't been doing a lot of plank, and so now we're doing a lot of plank. Last couple classes. Step forward, right leg. Your choice here to take the left knee to the floor or leave it up, okay? So here we are, hands are on blocks, find your stability and hands to knee. Take the chest up. Feel that chest open, everybody. Inhale, reach the arms up. Finding that either high lunge or low lunge. Check the front knee. I know who you are. Make sure it's not rolling into the middle best you can. Breathe, tone in through the belly, stretch through that left thigh. Find your breath. Good, take your hands to your heart. You're gonna reach your left hand forward. You're gonna reach your left or right arm back. Coming into a lunge twist. This is a tricky one, find your balance. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, slow, hands to your blocks. Either lower your knee, transition other leg, or plank. I did kind of warn you, upper body today. Breathe. We got this. I don't know if you all remember, some of you, quite a while ago, we were doing like 30-minute, 1-minute planks. Right? What happened to those days? All right, left foot forward. Find your pose. So often when we do this forward back stepping, we go too narrow. So make sure you're wide enough and then draw in through those upper thighs. Knee up or down, hands to knee. Find your stability. Come on up. Woo, right? And just feel that. Feel that like big open body. Inhale, both arms up. Find your breath. Press through your back leg, everybody. Make yourself strong. That looks great, Betty. Breathe. Right arm forward. Left arm back. Come into a standing twist or a lunge twist. Usually we have a hand on the block for this. Right? Breathe. Both arms up. Exhale down to your blocks. Woo. Last one, forward now. Step back to plank. And breathe. Remember, knees up, knees down. Here's what I don't want to see. Hips heading toward the floor. Press into your heels, squeeze into your glutes. And lower one knee, lower the other knee. Set your blocks aside. Either puppy stretch or child's pose or hero pose, whatever feels good to rest. Big deep breath. Oh yeah. So in this puppy stretch, I really like it because it stretches the whole side and underside of the shoulders. So then we take some nice deep breaths and we get those lymph nodes moving, right? We get the lymph system moving through deep breath, through movement of the body. Breathe. That's it. All right, walk those hands back under your shoulders. Downward facing dog. Feet go wide on your mat. Walk the hands back. Bend the knees, don't let them curl into the middle, and come on up, everybody. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, shake, shake it, shake it. Good, grab one block. One block. And your legs are comfortable, so let them be, you know, shoulders width or a little bit wider. Take one block in one hand, just take it out to the side. Take the other hand out to the side, reach back, hold the block. So I've got the block behind me, I'm just holding it back behind me. And then I'm gonna see if I can get these front deltoid muscles to reach back a little bit more. Right, so no strain, don't worry, even if your hands are, if your block is touching your hips, that's okay. But draw that back and then feel like the chest could lift even higher. I see this so much walking, right? This kind of drop in the chest. We've got to work on that, everybody. We've got to keep working on it every day. Good, take the block in just your right hand. Take that block up. Hello, ceiling fan. And then bend it and reach back and see if you can touch it with your other hand. Cow face arms. Cow face pose, right? This is the upper portion of it. You don't have to hold your block or do anything. Just see if you can touch it with your fingers. And breathe. And then take that arm up. Release the other. Take the block behind you. Squeeze. And switch sides. Take the left arm up. Bend the elbow. Just see if you can find your block in any spot. Now, cow face arms again. If the elbow's out here now, don't do anything that hurts, right? No pain here. But if the elbow's out to the side, see if you can bring it any closer to the ear. Big deep breath. Release, take it up. Reach behind, squeeze that block back. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders, bring the head back in space. And release, shake it out. Good, last one here, the block is wide. We did this seated, I want to do it standing, draw the elbows in. Why is this so important, right? Think chaturanga, think plank on elbows, dolphin pose, all that stuff where if the elbows are splayed out, we have no stability in the shoulders to do the pose. So draw it in, bend, and straighten. That's it, bend, keep drawing the elbows close to each other, even if they want to go out to the side. Squeeze. 4, yeah, one more, 5, and release, shake it out. Good, and then take the blocks toward the front of your mat. I don't think we're gonna need them for this one. We're gonna stay standing. So left leg forward, right foot back. I do this one a lot when I'm working upper body, and I love it because of the range of motion. So find a more or less warrior 2 stance. So your back foot pointed more to the side, right? Your front knee drawing out. You could imagine that pinky toe to the outside hip line, right? And your knee going smack through the center of your foot. Take the arms out. Open up the space. Think fingertip to fingertip, think shoulder to shoulder, right? And breathe. Good, reach the back arm forward like you're grabbing a rope and pull it back on purpose. Now that pull back is not down here by your belly, it's across your chest, and then extend out. Reach, pull, 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 and then extend. One more, reach and pull. And then release, take that back arm down the thigh, reach with the top arm. A lot of people look up, I don't care for that, I look down. Okay, I look up, I feel a little dizzy, I feel a little disoriented. I don't like it. So you decide for you, you can look neutral too. You decide. Good, take that front arm, reach it down toward your thigh, push your thigh back up into the forearm. So you make that leg active, take the other arm overhead. So all of this is range of motion with the shoulder, right? Breathe, keep pushing that thigh back up into the arm so we keep that front leg really active. And warrior two. Release the arms, release the leg, turn the toes. Just pause. Range of motion, right? How many ways can we move these shoulder joints made up of so many different muscles, so many different bones coming into what makes this shoulder complex? All right, so switching sides for me. My right leg is forward, whoop. My left leg is back. I'm in a warrior two stance, shoulders, chest open, take the arms out. And just feel that. And just kind of notice, right? All right, so back arm is gonna big circle reach. And then pull it across the chest on purpose and extend out. That was one, we're doing 5. Reach and open. Meanwhile, the legs are working. Don't ignore them. Reach, this is 4, pull back. Last one, reach, pull, 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 extend, drop the back hand down the thigh, reach the top arm up, and breathe. Push through the legs, everybody, keep them active. One of the poses identified for yoga's benefit for osteoporosis is warrior two, right? And they suggest roughly a minute hold for that. Good, extend out, take your forearm to your thigh, push your thigh back into your forearm, as if you could lift that foot off the floor. Breathe. That's it, nice extended side angle. Take it up, everybody. Straighten the knee, turn the toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. And breathe. Easy peasy, this is easy stuff. We can all do this at some level. I know it, you know it. Turn the toes out, everybody. Hands to knees, push those knees out to imaginary walls. You probably hear my voice when you're doing things. Press those knees out. Inhale, reach the arms up, pin the elbows, squeeze them into your sides. Touch thumb and index fingers if you would like. Goddess pose, sumo wrestling pose. Can you imagine doing that for a living? Sumo wrestling. I couldn't do the outfit. I really could not do it. So breathe, everybody. If you can, keep the legs, squeeze the outer hips. Reach the arms forward. This time palms are face down. Pull back. Reach forward. Pull back. And 3, 4. Let's do now 5 more. 5. Woo. 4, you got it. 3, 2, last one, squeeze. Hands come to your thighs, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Way up. Yep, scrunch them up. Push down into your thighs, resist. And then stand up, release those shoulders, and heel toe in, everybody. Whew, shake it out, I know. Whole lot of work going on. Come on back to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Step back, right leg. High or low lunge. We're just going through a little bit of movement here. Bypass the knee if you can. Take the arms up. Breathe. Reach. Remember that knee can be down. I want you to take the torso forward and the hands to your waist. And then from here, press straight back, like you had 2 weights, 1 in each hand. Squeeze, press back. This is all tricep. Woo! Breathe, yep, 2 more. Squeeze back, press back, hold. Lift the chest, reach the arms. Exhale, hands to hips. Push off, step forward. Shake it out. Why are these babies so important? Right, triceps. 1, because you don't want this thing getting any worse than gravity already makes it, right? But again, chaturanga, plank, down dog, so important. So important. That's why. That's why we do it. All right. I need more coffee. Right leg forward, left leg back. Remember this back leg. Back knee can be on the floor. You're in a lunge-ish pose. Good activation to the back glutes. Tone the belly. When you're ready, inhale, reach. Just find that sweet, sweet, sweet little lunge. And then bring your elbows or your hands to your waist, right? Tilt the body forward. Why are we doing that? That front leg, everybody. So here we are, deltoids are pulled back, back body is active, press straight back. And then just in the elbows, don't swing them. 2, squeeze back, 3, 4, yeah. 5, good, press up. Exhale, step forward. Ooh. Stay there. Breathe. I need a little sip of water. Give you a chance to catch your breath. Especially if you're outside doing yoga this morning. All right. Come on to the front of your mat. And just feel mountain pose, right? Think of that alignment when we were seated. The head, the golf ball tee for a neck, right? Is that head centered more or less? Right over the center of that tee, right over the base of the shoulders. Good, inhale, take it up, everyone. Exhale all the way down, step back, downward facing dog. Down dog. Pedal it out, stretch it out, get the shoulders nice and stretched. And then lower your knees to the floor. Good, and grab both of your blocks. And take them down low. And just make them a little diagonal shape. You know, it's hard to see. So I kind of have it like that, where the top corners are touching and the bottom corners are wider. And then place your forearms on the blocks. Interlace your hands. And if it is okay for your shoulders, I want you to drop the chest toward the floor. Just be mindful if you drop your head all the way, how that feels on the shoulders. If it's too much, then come up, okay? Just stay more covered in space. So again, we're stretching out through this area of the body. Using our breath. And then press up, hover your elbows under your shoulders or your shoulders over your elbows. Interlace your hands, press your forearms into your blocks, and then see if you can extend the legs into elbow plank. And breathe. Press through the forearms, find your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower the knees and just release. If your knees allow it, you can sit back on those knees. If they don't allow it, just find a pose that makes sense for you. That's it. So come back to your blocks. So we notice, right, when we have the blocks creating this little triangle, you create this 3-point base, or this triangle base for your pose. So take the blocks away and come to the floor in that same configuration. The fingers are softly interlaced. I tuck my bottom pinky under, so I'm not resting on the pinky, but on the sides of each palm. Shoulders or elbows, or elbows or shoulders width apart. Imagine holding a beach ball here. And then you decide if you can straighten both legs. elbow plank. For me, this is way harder than on my hands. For others, this is an easier, more accessible plank. Please don't let your hips drop. If your hips are dropping, the knees come down. Good, squeeze in through the belly, press into the hands, the wrists, breathe, lower the knees, completely release to the floor, and take a moment. Just shift out through the hips. I don't know, I'll have to do a survey of elbow plank and see for whom it is harder and for whom it is easier. And I think a lot has to do with the wrists. If you have issues with your wrists, then hand upward plank is, or not upward plank, but plank on your hands is harder. I don't know. All right, come on up. Table pose. So I've been hinting, right, all along, elbow plank, dolphin pose, blah, blah, blah. So here we are, dolphin pose. Now, if you find, again, shoulder issues or anything and you don't like dolphin, I want you to come back to down dog. So dolphin is really like a half version of down dog. It's down dog on elbows to give you an idea of what that looks like. So you're down on the floor. And for me, for dolphin, I do that little triplex or that triangle where my elbows are under my shoulders. My hands are softly interlaced and I move that bottom pinky out of the way. It's also a precursor for headstand, but we're not going there. And then feel the elbows, right? Try to kind of gather them a little bit isometrically toward each other. From here, you're going to lengthen your tailbone, flip your toes under, lift the knees, and imagine down dog. Now, the hard part of this is your head should not be touching the floor. Really, it shouldn't be. This is a shoulder strength issue. So if this is too much or you feel a lot of weight on your head or just, I mean, my head doesn't touch at all. But if you're just barely touching, it's okay, but there should be zero pressure on the head, none on the neck. And then you press into the elbows, you press into the feet. And optionally, for those of you who know dolphin, you can walk the feet up into a prep for headstand, which means the shoulders are starting to line up a little bit more. Press strongly, breathe, step back if you've stepped forward, lower the knees to the floor, and come into child's pose or puppy or something that's going to allow those shoulders to rest. We'll do a good stretch of the shoulders afterwards, so hang in there with me if you can. Whew. Maybe circle them out. We're going to do one more here of dolphin. I know it's a lot of work, right? And with dolphin, what we were doing earlier. So if those elbows splay and you lose that solidity, that solidness. So even when those hands are interlaced, you got that nice solid alignment with the shoulders to elbows. Try not to let them go out to the sides. All right, ready? Ready? Let's go swim with the dolphins. Here we go. I know, so corny, right? All right, you're on your knees. You're on your elbows. Remember, downward facing dog is a beautiful option to this, so don't struggle, no struggling. Move your pinky finger out of the way, kind of gather in those back muscles. Lift the knees when you're ready, find dolphin. Your feet don't have to be close at all. Again, the more you put that weight over shoulders, the more you're moving into a headstand prep, a lot more weight on the upper body. If you want, you can walk the feet in some so that you are even more upright. And finally, if you want, please, only if you want, lift one leg. Breathe, point the toes. Lower that leg. Go to the other side. Breathe with the toes. Using that upper body strength. Lower the knees. Whew. Come on off elbows. Either sit up, whew, or I know, right? Betty's rubbing her elbows. If you have a good yoga mat, you get like a little rub burn on the elbows when you do this. I understand. All right, so come to a seat, everybody. That's as hard as it gets, I think. Whew. Now, grab your strap, have a block. For some of you, if you are sitting in an easy pose of any sort and your knees are kind of up here, I want you to sit on a block. And a lot of you might want to go ahead and sit on a block, right? So just have a block on the lowest level underneath me. And then sit up tall. So cow face pose is a kind of a pretzel-y little pose. And one way to get into it, one way to play with it, is if both legs are sort of straight and you feel comfortable on the block. That just helps to get the hips up. And you cross one knee over the other. And you start to separate the feet, and that is the start of kind of cow face. Now, again, not everybody's hips are going to do this, not everybody's knees are going to do this. If you're going into the full pose, you're walking those feet back. You can drop the knees to the floor. If you don't need to sit on the block, you can take the block out. If your knees are up here in your chest, you take the block underneath your knees. If knees and legs are just never doing this, you go into some version of a seated cross-knee pose. So you go wide, go wide, go wide, as much as you need to. And if none of those work, I would do a seated figure 4, okay? Because cow face legs, for me right now, I've got my right knee on top. So if you were doing a right side figure 4 as an option, I feel mostly my left hip as my stretch. So if your right knee was on top, you would feel more of a right hip stretch. And then we'll kind of pause in this space, in this shape a little bit. In traditional cow face, the knees are more or less stacked on top of each other. But again, a lot of people, that is just not a good time at all. So you do what feels good for you and use figure 4 as an option. Now, for the arms, you may or may not want to use your strap. The arms are going to go back to this configuration where you're touching. You can either use your block and touch. You can use nothing, touch fingers, or you can use your strap by taking it over one shoulder. Whichever leg you're using, if you're in figure 4, by the way, the arms might be tricky. I just realized that. So don't worry about it. But if your right knee is on top, your left arm goes up. If you're mirroring me, then it's left leg, right arm. You reach out with the other arm, internally rotate, and take the hands together or hold the strap or touch the block. But again, notice that upper arm is not splaying out to the side. Big deep breath, lift your chest. Stop, kind of settle into your legs, settle into your hips. Just breathe. This is another pose we don't do a whole bunch. But it is interesting to play with it. I find it interesting to play with. Breathe. Kind of settle in. That's it. We meet ourselves where we are, right? If I keep thinking about what I could do when I was 20, I will never imagine what I can do when I'm 70. So we just meet ourselves where we are. All right, if the arms are still working, release the arms. Woo, shake it out. One side usually tighter than the other. And then the easiest way for cow face is to lean back. Undo the legs and straighten both, okay? Because that's, for the knees to be bent like that can be challenging. And then you're gonna switch sides, so you're gonna bend again, you're gonna cross the other way. I think it was this way, yeah. For me, left knee on top, maybe for you it's right. And then just separate. Some of you might be able to kind of hang out here where the knees are crossed, the feet are separate, but you're sitting more upright without lowering the knees. So lots of ways to play here. If you can, you're lowering the knees, you're snuggling down into the hips, whichever leg is on top. If you're doing cow face arms, the other arm goes up, pat yourself on the back, other arm internally rotates, reaches behind, maybe you hold fingers, maybe not, maybe you're holding the block or the strap. And the key to the upper part, the upper body part, is not sinking down, like not letting that chest fall down. I almost feel sometimes like that backhand could just give me a little nudge in the back so that the chest stays forward. So maybe you play there a little bit and then find your breath. Right, just allow yourself to sink in a little bit. We effort in our yoga classes, and we must also find ease in our yoga classes. It cannot all be efforting, it would be imbalanced. So even when we're working hard in our poses, we find some sense of steadiness and ease, two very, very important components of our asana practice. Breathe. Good. If the arms are still active, release, shake them. And release the legs, come into Dandasana. Legs are straight. Chest is open, hands are to the side. That's all we're doing. We're not even gonna add on to Dandasana. Can you believe it? So just stretch it out. So with the legs all kind of crossed and all that stuff, I just want to bring it back to neutral. Exhale it out. Good, release it. We're gonna come down to our mats. So a lot of shoulder work, so we're gonna do one of my absolute favorite poses called clock pose. If you want a small something under your head, feel free to do that. Please don't make it bulky, okay? Make it relatively flat so that it doesn't get in the way of your spinal alignment. And then you're gonna come on down to your back. Even that feels good. And you're gonna lift the hips, shift them over to the right, draw your knees toward your chest, and lower your knees to the left. I'm gonna come to the edge of my mat just so there's some more room behind me. So we're starting in this nice twist. You're gonna open up both arms out to the sides, T position. Remember all your options, right? With these knees, you can take a block under the knees, you can take a block between the knees, you can take a blanket between the knees. And then you're gonna leave the left arm where it is, down on the floor. You're gonna take the right arm and imagine it as a hand of a clock. You're gonna keep it close to the floor. You're gonna bring it up and overhead. And when you take it forward, you're gonna curl forward, like you're curling up in fetal pose. And then you're gonna brush that hand over your leg. When it opens out to the side, you're gonna open that chest back out to a twist. So you're just circling. I'm doing a slight modification so I don't roll over the silly earbud. So just circle and open. But go slow here and allow the arm to rotate. So when you're in fetal pose, the palm is face down, your chest is closed. When you open to a twist, your palm is face up and your chest is open. And then the next time you float through, find the tight spot. Find the tight spot with that right arm. Somewhere around the chest, the shoulder, the head is neutral, everybody. Often for people, it's kind of above, overhead, but more in a diagonal, like at 11 o'clock or something like that. And allow the shoulder to stretch, allow the chest to stretch. Big deep breath. Soften down. Good, one more nice breath here. And then allow the arm to circle back around you until it meets your other arm. So one palm, your left hand is face up, your right hand is face down. And then reach the right hand past your left. So you're as if you were reaching for something just in front of you. And then pull it back. It stays down on the arm, or the hand stays down on the left arm, but you're just sliding it back and sliding it forward. Good, one more right here, slide it back and slide it forward. And then take the right arm straight up to the ceiling, open it back out to your twist. Take the legs back to neutral, feet to the floor, hips come to center, just pause. Good, and then we're gonna do the other side, so lift the hips, shift the hips to the left, knees come toward chest, the knees go to the right. Here we are on the other side, your right arm is straight out. Your left arm is straight out. And we start that circle, keep it close to the floor. And breathe. Allow the shoulder to rotate, allow the arm to rotate. That's it. Go slow. I was kind of rushing this side for some reason. Probably because I'm right up on the wall. Circle. Oh yeah, I can feel where it's tight. Good. One more full circle. And then find your tight spot. It might be down low, it might be up high. Where is it for you? The head is neutral. Just allow that arm to stretch, allow the shoulder, chest, right? It's all connected. Soften into your pose, everyone. It should feel really good. And then allow that arm to circle the rest of the way until it meets the other arm. And same thing, you're gonna glide that hand up and then down past the other hand. I'm at the wall, so you'll just have to imagine if you're watching. And stretch. Yeah, you're just kind of doing a little glide with the shoulder blade, with the muscles. Good, one more. And then take that arm up to the ceiling, open it wide, take it back to the floor, back to your twist. Bring the knees back to neutral. And I want to give you an option here. So maybe you draw your knees to your chest and come on up for a second. Because we did so much work, I'd love to do a little chest opener here to kind of finish up class. So we're going to take both of our blocks, and I hope you can see mine okay. One block is going to be up at second level. The second block is going to be at low level. If you want to be more comfortable, you're just going to take your blanket and set it over both. But you may have to adjust this top one. The bottom, I'm going to move my blanket so you can see in case you don't know this, this particular pose. The bottom block is going to go basically right at the base of the shoulder blades, and you'll find where it feels comfortable. The top block is going under your head. So that when you come down, I usually feel the bottom one. It's probably just below the shoulder blades for me. And then the top block rests right at the back base of my head so that my neck is pretty neutral. I don't have my chin up really high. And then the shoulder blades are supported, the arms can come down to your sides. And then you can straighten the legs or leave the legs bent. This is such a lovely chest opener. It's a lovely passive back bend without putting any strain in the neck or the shoulder area. If for some reason you feel like your head is still really uncomfortable, you can try either raising the bottom block, especially if your upper back is real rounded, it can help to raise the block even higher. Or you can try lowering it so that it is the same level as your bottom block. Okay, either one of those is fine. I like the stepped version. It feels good on my head, my neck without creating any strain or stress. And then see if you can allow the arms to just soften down to the floor. They can be down toward your hips, they can be out to the sides, more of a T position, but with really soft elbows. And then allow yourself to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Adjust the blocks as you need to, often moving the block, especially that bottom one, a half inch one direction or the other, makes all the difference in the comfort of the pose. And just feel that. Allow your jaw to relax. And as you breathe in this pose, you feel the back body active against the block. Feel the movement of breath through your back. By the way, if this is really uncomfortable for you, maybe you take a blanket, a folded or rolled blanket under the shoulder blades instead. And allow that to be your back bend instead of using your blocks. We breathe in and we let go. We start to feel the face soften, the chest, the belly, the legs. We let go of all expectation and we just experience this present moment. Nice and easy, just breathe here. I'm going to be here for at least another minute. Soften the jaw. Allow the chest to open and expand. So choices here where you're moving right to Shavasana from here. For most of us, we're probably gonna wanna come off blocks, and for me, the easiest way is just to roll to one side. And grab those blocks and move them out of the way best you can. And then roll back onto your back for traditional Shavasana. Some of you are just enjoying that heart opener so much you want to stay there. That's your choice. Just be mindful, it's a long hold. You may want to come back to a more neutral position. And then find your Shavasana, whatever way feels best for you. Allow the palms to be face up. Feel how open your chest is. Feel the shoulders soft and relaxed. Another option, just because of all the shoulder work, would be arms overhead with elbows deeply bent so that the upper shoulder muscles are really slack. But just choose the way that feels really good to you. And then allow the eyes to close. Allow the body to soften. Allow gravity to take over. And allow each in-breath to draw peace into your body. And each out-breath to release love into the world. Soften even more. Feel that peace enter your body, flood your cells. Feel the love released and shared. For those of you ready, start to wiggle your toes. Feel the breath deepen just a little bit. Bend the knees, draw your knees to your chest. Say goodbye. Curl over to one side. And as you're ready, press all the way up, coming to your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart, everyone. Bow to your inner wisdom. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, everybody.